Welcome to Three Bold Takes, guys. Chase, Freddie, and Quinn here. If you watched one of our other videos, we just did the Big Ten program rankings. Thanks to Josh Pate. Shout out Josh Pate, Late Kick Live Show. We love doing these. He's been putting out some program power rankings. We did the SEC, did the Big Ten, and now we're on to the Big 12. All right, Quinn, tell us what you got, what you're thinking. If you like something, where you're moving people, just talk to us, man.
Well, let's start with this. I have no issues with one, two, and three. I think that's the perfect one, two, and three. Honestly, I would say in that order. My first complaint is I'm pulling Texas Tech out of four.
Come on.
I'm sliding UCF in. I know that might sound crazy to some people. UCF hasn't been in the Big 12 all that long. UCF is the biggest college in the Big 12. It's huge. Like the amount of people that have graduated from UCF is unreal. Second, the the buy-in to UCF athletics by UCF athletics is immense. And I think they're going to turn themselves into more so than any of the other like G5 schools that moved into the Big 12. UCF is going to turn themselves into a powerhouse. The only team that I could see comparing to them out of all the teams that have made this jump is Houston. And I think Houston is even a shell of what UCF can be. So for me, UCF's my number four. Obviously, I'm bringing Texas Tech down. After that, I wouldn't change anything other than maybe ranking order of 5 through 8. I think TCU, Kansas, Texas Tech, and Arizona are the right four to have in that group. You drop down to the next pool, and this is where I'm making another switch. I'm pulling West Virginia out of the top, West Virginia out of the top 12. I'm moving them down into the bottom, right at 13, and I'm bringing Baylor up. I know
Okay.
Baylor's had some bad seasons, but as far as like infrastructure of Baylor, it's too far ahead of most of the other teams in the Big 12 for me not to have them out of the bottom four.
Yeah.
After that, I wouldn't change anything. So my bottom four would still be Arizona State, West Virginia, Cincinnati, and BYU.
Mm. Okay. Freddie?
Mm. Yeah, my biggest gripe, honestly, is Baylor too, as well. At 14, that doesn't make any sense to me, personally. And Texas Tech at 4, I understand, but I don't agree with it at all. Personally, I think TCU should be in that 4 spot. They are the only team in the Big 12 to have a national championship appearance in the last 3 years. So that's got to account for something to me. Maybe not to Mr. Pate here. But Arizona at 8, I kind of like them being kind of middle of the road starting off in the Big 12. That was one that personally, if the coach would have stayed, which I know, what is it, Afita, the quarterback, I know
Yeah.
he stayed. Fafita, yeah. I know he stayed. That's huge for the program of Arizona. And what they did last year is unprecedented. Um, I would have him above UCF. I just would. And if part of this is, success within the last 3 years, then I don't understand, a lot of these teams. Right now, West Virginia is one that personally, I think they're on the come up. They really surprised me last year. We were on the fire Neil Brown train preseason, and then he kind of like proved everybody wrong. Still think he's on the hot seat, but he kind of bought himself a new year. But honestly, this list isn't horrible. This is one of the better ones that we've looked at
Yeah.
between the three, in my opinion. And mainly it's because we just don't know what we're going to get from the Big 12 next year with the exit of Texas and Oklahoma. Quinn, you hit on it before we started recording. This is going to be the most fun, I think, conference to watch, sort of like the Pac-12 has been the past 2 years. Super fun, super entertaining. You never know what you're going to get each week. So super excited to see what the Big 12 will be in 2024. Chase?
Yeah, the only two things I would do, we've all kind of mentioned Texas Tech. I would personally put Kansas there. I think Kansas has been the most like steady team, TCU. They've been in the national championship, but then they've also had like a 4-8 season, 6-6, whatever it was. UCF still has some time to shine. They had showed a lot of moments this past year, but I think past 2024, I think that Quinn, you're exactly right. I think for 2024, I'm going to personally put Kansas there. And then also, I can't believe neither of y'all really hit on it. Colorado at 10. Colorado at 10 is they just won 4 games last year. Before that, they had like 3 seasons of 1 win seasons. I'm not really sure how you put them there unless you're just solely putting it on the Dion Shador, Travis Hunter train and thinking that that brand is going to pull you to somewhere you can't believe. So I'd swap Baylor and Colorado there just because Colorado hasn't shown enough. I think they're up and coming, but if you're looking at the past 3 years of who they've been, I don't think they've recruited enough. If definitely if you take away the Dion pulling Shador and Travis Hunter with him, if you don't have those two, what has he really done recruiting wise that has just blown you off the charts? Put him out there with everybody else. Not really anything major just yet. So I'd swap Colorado and Baylor because again, like Quinn said, Baylor has had opportunities to be great and they've kind of faltered to that, but they can still be a top tier program in the Big 12 and should be with the no Texas or Oklahoma. So, well, guys, I think that's all we have for our Big 12 power rankings. Shout out again to Josh Pate for making these. I really enjoy them. I hope you guys did too. Let us know if you'd swap somebody else, maybe change some other people around. But this has been Three Bold Takes. Chase, Quinn, and Freddie. Thanks so much for watching and listening to us, guys. We're out.